I'm live. Changed this up a little bit. This is going to be on numbers, and then after the number numerology information I'm going to give out, I want to do a Q&A. So if you have any suggestions on what you need a reading on when it comes to numbers, maybe you're seeing 333, 222, or I'm very good at different combinations. And so if you're seeing things such as 1543, you can also do stuff like that, not just the classic 1111, 222, 444 type of things. And so this live stream will be on numerology, it will be on angel numbers, and I also want to talk about how it is I'm able to actually put this information because I'm an open channel. I don't usually do this to a big audience. I normally just do it in sessions. I've been doing it for years actually in sessions. I just never got around to actually doing it on a live stream. So I thought, why not, right? So, hey, 11:33 right now. What about 777? 777 is a abundance number in regards to family. Usually it means that the opportunities surrounding a particular family household are going to be very fortunate for a particular family. If you're seeing it, it's for your family. And so maybe your mom will come into some money, or maybe you and your dad will do very well in your company, stuff like that. Or your brother will, you know? This is pretty cool. So I've actually got it up now on my phone here. I have two phones. One's actually doing this live stream. And I'm going to look at the comments here so I'm not like this, constantly looking at the screen, okay? There we go. I have your chats here. And I just wanted to make you aware that there is such a thing as a super chat, which in my opinion is cheating. It allows your chat to stay there so that I can read it. All right, and that's on the bottom of your screen. If you're using a phone, it's on the bottom right hand corner. A lot of people used it last time, so I'll bring it up to your attention now. All right, let's look here. What's three? Three? It's a very temporary number. Okay. Three basically that whatever you're doing right now is super temporary. If you're going through something right now, it's very temporary. It's going to blow over within like 4 days to a week. And so number three, if you're seeing just three, it means that your actual emotional state as it pertains to that moment is incredibly temporary. Maybe someone might have triggered you, or you might have seen something that jarred you for a moment. Nowadays, the coronavirus is going pretty mainstream, so you probably saw something that took you out of alignment. That's temporary for you. It's temporary how you're feeling as a result of that trigger. Ryan, hey, did I miss the 222? Haven't missed it at all. We just started. Okay. This is straight into numbers. This is pretty cool. All right. What else we got? Yeah. Ryan, you saved my life. Thank you. Oh, cool. How? Let's change some of this right here. Make it really cool. Really cool. I hope everyone right now is safe with the coronavirus spreading. Hi, Ryan. Oklahoma here. Hey. 444 is a grounding number. So if you're seeing 444, whatever you were doing during that time is setting up your future. Okay, so if you're doing some type of business, if you're thinking about a creative idea, a creative endeavor, and you see 444, it means that it's going to be very good for you and that you probably should do it. I would definitely do it because it means that you've got financial security within the future or some form of security in the future. Let's say you've just started talking to a new social group and you're thinking, yeah, these could be my friends long term. And then you see 444, you got security there within the future. 9999 is an omen. That's not a good one. My entire being shrinks with this one. 999. The masses are, the image that I'm getting is like the masses, a huge group of people, a horde of people looking down on something and they're mad. So if you're seeing 9999, I guess you can put that in terms of, let's say, presidential stuff. Maybe let's say Trump says something that really annoys a bunch of people. And so then you see 9999, something like that. It's not a good one. It's probably one of the worst ones that I've talked about today. 808, thanks. 808 is good. It means that if you're doing something in private, in secrecy, it's going to yield very good results. Okay? It's generally people who are of that 808 energy during that time. Because if you think about it, however you're resonating is what causes you to see specific numbers. You're seeing numbers that are in alignment to your inner reality. So as within, so without. Right? So if you're seeing 808, that means your inner reality has shifted to such an extent whereby your actions are akin to being very secretive and probably delving into something that's going to be shown within the future. Cool. I'm going to tell you guys how I'm doing this at some point and why this is so easy for me. It deals with being an empath and being able to pull information from you can call it Akashic records, you can call it the ethers. I recently talked about it in a session as this omnipresent consciousness, this entity that's trying to communicate to a whole bunch of people in these specific ways. Numbers, numerology, looking at your phone, looking at the clock, or very simply put, outside of numerology, this omnipresent force will probably just tap a book off of a shelf and have it open on the perfect page, which has that line of script that you just so needed to hear at that given point in time. It has control over a lot of things, and I'm jacked into it. So let's see, we got a donation. Thank you. $5 from Tawanda. Tawanda? I see a 111. Well, this is good for everyone. Everyone wants to hear about these ones. 111, 1111, 222, 333, 555, and even 1010 a lot. Okay, so 111 means that you're approaching an internal epiphysis, some type of thought that is on the cusp of being manifested in your reality. 1111 is that thought you had is now outside and you're seeing it. Many people who experience this claim to often have experiences of surrealism, meaning your dreams feel like they're outside your head or your thoughts feel like they're outside of your head. Everyone's experienced surrealism when they go through deja vu. Like, I've seen this before, because at that moment you're experiencing the deja vu and it looks like it's actually in front of you, and so you kind of get that weird surreal experience going on there. And so that's 1111, and that happens a lot, especially if you're making very good decisions that are in alignment with your inner nature, like how you want to be in the future, or simply expressing you properly. 222 is basically the 1-1s. Let's say you're on a high and you're manifesting very well. 222 essentially means be careful, because when you have a high, you tend to dip like this. And so you're not so excited anymore when it comes to manifesting specific things. And during that time, doubt can creep in, negative thoughts that can have you stop doing the same things that were leading to those manifestations in the first place. This can be negative talk, such as you'll never be able to do it, or this was just a one-off, or that was a good idea when you had it, but now times have changed, stuff like that. And so don't listen to your negative talk during those 222s. You might be going through negativity during that time when you're seeing 222. Maybe you had an idea to do something, but you got in your own way, then you saw 222. Let me know if I'm speaking too fast and I'll slow down. 333 is funny because it's all in, damn, what a nice setting, thanks. It's all in an incremental sequence with all of these. You'll often find that you'll go through this rhythm as you're noticing the 111, 222, 333. Maybe in the beginning of the week, you'll see a lot of ones, and throughout the week, you'll start to transition to 222s and 333s and 444s and so on. So it goes through a transition with you, like what you're seeing. And so the 333 is also based on 222, and it carries on from that in the sense when it comes to negativity. Your negative thoughts are no longer the problem. It's other people's negative thoughts. If you're very expressive with your ideas, don't talk about it, especially if you're seeing 333. Thing is you'll often only see 333 after the fact, after you've talked about your idea and after it's been shot down by a bunch of people. Then you'll see 333. Okay? Look at it like someone trying to kick away at your legs. Or maybe you're standing on a chair and they're kicking at the chair. 555, because you skipped 444, it jumps the sequence. And 555 essentially deals with people who love you that might also be doubtful about what it is that you're doing, okay? So keep a lot of things internal. You can talk about your ideas to people who are also into them, but don't talk about your ideas to people such as your mom or your dad who have high aspirations for you in life that don't necessarily align with what you want to do. Because of that, they're going to be very against a lot of things, even if it's subtly, because they want you to do the things that they want for you. All right. So don't mention things in front of your family, especially when it comes to manifestation. Ooh, yeah. 1010 is either you're doing things 100%, you're getting everything from you, like from your actions, because you're doing everything 100%, or it's the complete opposite. You're doing nothing and you're getting nothing in return. Okay. It's interesting that you picked up on those numbers and it was all just one person who picked up on all those numbers because that's literally like a story of what you could potentially be going through. Ryan Grimes, thank you so much for the donation. $5. Hey Ryan, you've been here before. I recognize you. Hey, congrats on the prick. I want to keep it a secret. Your thoughts on 46? Also, would introverted numbers mean the same, like 46 and 64? They do not mean the same. They're a little bit, actually, they're quite different. That 1010 was an introverted number. You had the 10 there, and then it's introverted energetically in the sense. There's an emoji on the screen. Check that out in the chat. It's pretty cool. Thank you for the donation, Aisha. So it's 1010, so it's double, but it's next to each other. And in a sense, it acts like an invert. You know, you do everything from your space, you get all of your results. On the other hand, the other side of the 10 is a double, but it acts like an invert in the sense that you don't get everything if you don't do everything. But then you got the obvious inverts like 46 and 64. Okay, so your thoughts on 46? 46 is good. In this one I'm getting, there's a particular family member, that could potentially try to drive a wedge between what it is that you're trying to do. Okay, and this one also goes into aspirations, things that you aspire to do or aspiring to be a certain way in the future. But with the 46, you're pretty much already there. And so there's not much someone can say to dissuade you or to put doubt into your mind because there's stuff that's already showing up for you that's actually proving to you that what you're doing is working. And so, yeah, but an introvert 64, yeah, it's the complete opposite of what I just said. So you've got hardly anything already established, and there's a bunch of people that have gotten to you. Go. Go. Engage like the setting. It took a while to find this place. We needed a place with good Wi-Fi, good quiet, so that I can make more videos and actually go live every now and then. I could potentially be doing this numerology one once per week, okay? Once every week. I just need to pick a day, potentially, okay? I'm just putting it out there. It's an idea. Let me know if you want to see that. $5 donation. It's just an emoji. That's great. Can you guys see this? There's a glare on the screen, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, I wanted to set it up so it looked like a video, like my usual videos, but it's interactive. It's actually live. And the phone won't die either because it's jacked into a battery. Yes, I do, says Nicole. Awesome. 128 is a racing number. Do you find yourself, River, do you find yourself rushing? Do you find yourself trying to do something to just make it, just to get there, but you always feel like you're just missing it just by an inch? So that's the impression I'm getting from 128. 666, they say it's an omen number, but really, okay, this was really great. It's perfect for nowadays. 666 essentially means, listen to this, what it means is, it's an illusion number related to an omen or death. So what that means is right now something is happening that seems worse than it actually is or is actually going to be. And so what you're seeing, it looks like end times, but it's not the end, and everything will get better down the line. And emphasis specifically on how bad it looks right now. Although things are getting worse, and that's scalable, that's measurable, you can actually see that. Never think that how it is in this moment, every time you see that, change. Never think that how it's escalating in this moment, where it's come to now, is how it's going to be in the future or it's going to get worse. Always try to be hopeful that even though it's in right now seems bad, that it could get better, because essentially what this means is although things look bad, it's going to get better. Even if it continues to escalate, at some point it will get better. So 666 is an illusion number that's somewhat relevant, but only somewhat. Uh, Good fortune to you, says MM. 1111 donation. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I like what you did there, 1111. Wow, there's so many numbers here. I see 48 almost every day for years now. So you're doing the same thing every day for years. And 48 feels like a good number, actually. It feels like you're in a good space in your life. And something is working for you in particular. You know what this is, and it feels good to you. It feels like it's generally private, but you've been doing it for years. By the way, I'm channeling all this information from this aspect of creation that's able to manipulate and send a message to you. So in other words, I am a spokesperson for the universe. I am the third wheel. I am the middleman. So usually you'll ask for a sign and you'll see it somewhere. It might take a week, it might take a day, it might be instantly. But because I'm an open channel to that thing that's trying to give you a sign, I can actually tell you it directly. So if you want to know something, or I can just spit out a number for you actually. Rather than you seeing or waiting for that number to show up, I can just spit it out. Or I can just tell you directly. Usually the universe uses numbers because it's the easiest way to put across the message through a code. It's like the amount of effort there, rather than just telling you straight out what you should do. And they kind of rely on you to be able to figure it out for yourself when you see the double digits, because there's so much information out there that tells you what it means already. They know that you can just look it up. They know that you could just sit there and think about it and know exactly what it means, rather than telling you straight out, change your life in this area. No, don't do this. Definitely don't do that. Keep doing this. They can't do that unless you're telepathic, then they can actually speak to you. Joy Silverback says 77 or 17. I see this a lot, please. Joy, do you have a son? Do you have children? Or do you work, or are you around children? Because the first thing I got was to keep an eye out for someone who's very young. And I just got that as a flash, like an image. That can be interpreted in many ways. Because again, what I saw there is a flash of someone who's very young. And I felt like I should be looking after that person, or just making sure that something doesn't happen. And so that's what came up. And it came up 77 and 17. Little Miss Jennifer, smiley faces. Hi Jennifer, I've seen you over on Facebook. Thank you for accepting my Facebook request. I actually installed a robot, which removes inactive Facebook use from my accounts. Not deactivated accounts. These are people who have added me. They're still active on Facebook, but they're no longer engaging in my content, and they're no longer reaching out to me. And so I had 5,000 friends, and I wanted to make room for people who wanted to engage, who wanted to speak to me, who wanted to get through to me. So I removed a whole bunch of people, but the bot ended up deleting people that were actually active. And so I ended up having to re-add people over on Facebook, right? If you're interested in being active, being an active participant on my profile, then you can add me. My profile name is Ryan Cropper. I also have a Facebook group called Ryan Cropper's Friends. They're all active. They're all supporting each other with things such as astral projection and stuff pertaining to spirituality, even Kundalini stuff. They're talking about Kundalini stuff at the moment, and there are symptoms, a lot of symptomatic things that are going on with them as it pertains to spirituality. We've got some more donations. Let's blast through these really quickly. 671 says Josh First thing I got was a dominant energy, so like a masculine energy, kind of like masculine, right? Obviously, your name is Josh. Okay, I'm not gonna, of course, but that's the energy that I got. I'm also getting, all right, so you've got to make a decision, and ooh, are you stuck on a decision through stubbornness? Do you want something to be a particular type of way, but you're kind of stewing on it? 671. That's the first thing that I got. Now let's actually just through reading it. Let's go through 671, what that really means. Now you can split it up into two ways. I gotta be really quick because there are other chats there waiting. You can split it up as six individually, seven individually, and one individually, and it'll actually pertain to your situation. So you got six, and that's more of an individual thing, how you're feeling in regard to your situation. Seven, how other people are feeling in regard to your situation. And one, what you end up sacrificing because of your situation. And then you've got 671. I'm on fire right now. 671 basically is the overall perspective on your decision once it's done. So you've probably made a decision, and if you're seeing 671 and you're reading it as a whole number, then you're getting communication from the beings or your spirit guides or this omnipresent thing that's trying to send a direct message to you that essentially it's in what you've done, it's in how you're deciding your decisions, and it's saying that you could have done better initially, how you started that process, but then you did very well towards the end. And so, yeah, let's keep going. Some of the super chats, I need to go faster. Okay. Nathan says, please explain what 714 means. I see it constantly. 714, I see it constantly when under the influence of tryptamines. Interesting. Okay, Nathan, do you have a whole bunch of friends? And are you either wanting to learn from them to like gel with them a little bit more, to communicate to them a little better, to be more of the group, or are you uncertain about something in regard to them? Because that's what 714 generally means. It's if you're in a lifestyle where there's a social group or a peer group and you want to gel with them, it's usually apprehensiveness. Okay, let's keep going, let's keep going. 555 just a donation. Thank you very much. I guess that was it though. 555. 555 is a good one. It means that you're about to travel. You're making a decision to travel for your own happiness, and it's a really good one. It's usually an individual number, so meaning as an individual, only you will be traveling through this next stage of your life. It's going to be more of a hermit thing in regard to when you travel, you're really by yourself in these locations, just discovering yourself and how you're reacting to life. Really cool. Can you channel me a message? I just saw something, it disappeared. People, I'm gonna go through your chats in a set, through your live chat, these ones here, in a second, because they actually all go to one space and I am missing some. So towards the end, I'm gonna actually look through and find them again, bring them up again, and go through them for you, okay? Just so that they're not missed completely. Thank you all for your donations. Camellia Cruz says 499. Thanks. 111 and 444. I've been seeing them for weeks now. Okay, 111 is okay. Are you thinking of anything negative? Are you afraid of something bad happening? That's the first thing that came through. It's not gonna happen, by the way. It doesn't matter. It's just not gonna happen. But essentially, it's kind of a warning number when you have the one there and you have the two 11s, the two ones there. So 111. Where it is, if you see it on the clock, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and then 11 minutes. It's essentially a warning that if you keep thinking negatively, you're gonna start to self-sabotage, but no matter how much you self-sabotage, it won't actually ruin the end result. Okay, it won't actually, whatever you're thinking towards, like a negative thought, like what if I get this virus, for example, that won't actually happen if you're saying it. 444 is a foundation number, which means whatever you're, let's say you're making a decision, right? And you're kind of apprehensive as if to whether or not it's actually going to happen. It will actually happen. That's the 111. And the 444 means that when it actually happens, it's going to ground into your reality and become a daily or monthly thing, long term for you. Go, let's keep going. Thanks for the donation, Truder Mark. $5, awesome. What's your viewpoint on the number four? I strongly feel connected to this number. You said something about 444 meaning financial gain. I feel it. 444 financial gain. If you're thinking about starting a business or doing something that makes more money, and then you see 444, it means that within the future, you're always going to be making that type of money because you're grounding in that mindset into your reality. Meaning, because you're grounding it in, you're making it a part of your personality. So you're going to regularly keep doing whatever it is that you're thinking about, which makes money in the long term. So long-term financial gain is abundant because you're constantly in that mindset. You're constantly doing that thing that brings in that money. And so, yeah. And the four as a standalone means four means specifically an individual thought that you're consistently having is going to become a regular pattern within your future. It could be within the next 4 years, 5 years, but essentially something that you've recently started doing, a particular train of thought is going to carry. Woo! I like that question. I like that one. Kyra, $10 donation. Thank you so much. 404. 404 is okay, this one's tough because I got my subconscious mind kind of trying to jack into the signal and give me what I've learned 404 means, which is a dead signal on your TV set. And it's kind of masking the signal that I'm actually getting from everything. Woo, okay. Um, oh, this is actually okay. So you're fine. Keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna prosper, success, long term. I don't even know what word that is. It's that the signal's getting so strong that they're trying to actually jack my face. This normally happens when I take DM. I'm back. There we go. Oh man, I'm scared. You all here? I'm gonna give people a chance to come back in because I just lost like 50 people, just disappeared. So I'm gonna wait for them to join again. Oh, they're coming back. Here we go. Yeah, completely cut out. I only want to do this for an hour. We've been here for 30 minutes. The signal just completely cut out. Essentially, if you're here, yeah, I think everyone's back. If you're still here, the one I was just doing the last reading on, whoever she is, she really loves you, and she says everything's gonna be okay. This doesn't have to be someone who's personal. It honestly feels like some type of guide who is dimensional, and she's been trying to contact you for a while. 404. Also, if you were a wallet, where would you hide? My mind's doing this now. My subconscious mind's butting in, it's like down the side. Probably go into the space, actually check the space at least. What? Once every 2 years, twice, something like that. Yeah, so you must have dropped it or something for it to fall into place like this. I wouldn't say you misplaced it. I wouldn't say you put it somewhere and then you just kind of forget that you put it there type of thing. You definitely dropped it. Let's keep going. Right, let's go back to the super chat to capture those suggestions that I missed. Give me 5 minutes. The data is being processed. So I can't actually catch it while I'm live. I'm just gonna have to go through my phone instead. We have another one though. Been seeing 111 and 1111 periodically. I did just mention that. I'll do it real quick now. Okay. 111. No, I'm being told not to. Sorry. The ones that are jacked into that are telling me this information are like, no, you need to move on to someone else. Dang, that sucks. And they're harsh with it too. I'm gonna give you something. Periodically, do you often get distracted when you try to manifest something? Like, are you often only barely thinking about it throughout the week? So maybe it's on the top, it's like just surface level. It's just kind of on your mind, but you're not really doing anything. You should do it. You should definitely do it. Okay, well, cool. We're back. We are back. I'm seeing everything properly now. All right. Great. Awesome. That was for PJ Stewart. Okay. Camila Cruz, you got another one? Cool. What about 1111? Sorry, I forgot. Thank you for clearing up the other meanings. I feel better energy wise already. Oh, cool. That's great. So basically, oh, is everyone here? Everyone's seeing, everything's fine, right? Nothing's cut out again. Yeah, everything's good. So, 1111, as it pertains to seeing it on a clock, because when you see it on your phone, or you see it on an analog clock, or you see it in, let's say, another YouTube video, if you don't see the two dots, it changes the meaning completely. All right? Well, quite drastically, actually. 1111, the first thing I'm getting when I'm looking at your 1111 is that your ideas are syncing up with someone else's ideas, you know? And that's another way of saying that how you're thinking right now, as it's being reflected back to you in the external reality, you know, as within, so without, is through another person. Cool. And watch out for that. Like, look out for that. There's also one we're getting. What comes to you, says Ufua Child. I get that you love your partner very much. Well, there's a lot of love there in the, yeah, very much. I also get that you're very chill. But now I need to start looking at the thumbnail because I'm reading I'm reading your profile photo. Problem with that is I'm reading a moment in time. I need to basically read you without reading the moment in time so I can get your current state of what's happening to you, which again, it's like, no, you need to do the numbers only. Basically, what's ended up happening is the thing that the angels, the beings, the entities, the stuff behind the numbers, the things behind the numbers that try to convey a message to you, because they know that I'm able to give you the meanings behind numbers specifically, they're saying just do numbers, not people. And they're actually starting to pull away from giving me information. How dare they? Open Eye says, I'm not sure if you answered, but what does 23 mean? I see the number every hour except 6:23. 23, 23, 23. Number 23. Do you have throat chakra issues? Do you often speak your mind to a specific group of individuals? It could be one or two. Because the meaning that I'm getting behind 23 is an individual who isn't often expressive enough from where it counts, you know, like if you really want to express specific issues for you as a person, as an individual, certain needs, you need to express them to specific individuals. That's what I'm getting. And if you're getting it every hour, then is there something that's been on your, not necessarily your mind, but weighing heavy in you that you haven't been expressing for a while? Cool. Let's keep it going, Ryan Graham. You're awesome. It's your birthday, 317. What does 317 mean? My birthday. Well, the way you wrote it means something different to how it would be if you were to do your actual birthday. And so 317, as the number actually stands, means it's a prosperity. And now okay, I'm just gonna go with what's happening here. My subconscious mind and the thing are working together to put out a message, which means you're gonna come into gifts, some form of financial gain during your birthday. It's basically reading the day of your birthday. That's how the energy is coming through. It's reading what's going to happen on the birthday itself, which is you're going to get financial gain a little bit, and you're going to be experiencing specific activities and events. I mean, that's an obvious one for a birthday, but that's just how the number lines up with your birthday, which is, I guess, why you're getting a 317. You're literally getting the number that describes the day of your birthday, which is why this information is coming out the way it's coming out. Let's go for some more. Luke Stoke, you're awesome. Thank you for the donation. Says, can you interpret my name or my birthday 1/3/1998? I can. I was wondering if I could. They said yes. So 1/3/1998. Basically, the very strong message I'm getting is when it comes to your financial state, because everyone has a financial phase within their life where they try to either make money or make it. They try to become comfortable or get to a place where they're satisfied financially. This happens with every individual, just ever. For you, it's tough. You struggle, but mainly because the people around you that will usually make it work for other people, like the support system for you attaining your material gain, that need for comfortability and financial support just aren't around, and it's because of your location. And so within a specific area of your life, my advice to you would be, when you feel like you need financial gain, whether it be to get a house or to rent or to do something for you to be comfortable, if you feel like you're struggling during this time in your life where you need financial gain or financial security, it might be, no, it might not be right now, but it might be a specific area in your life. It could be 5 years from now, 2 years from now. Do your best to move location. Don't actually stay in your location, because you need to be around people that can help you out during that time. Woo! This is effortless. Being a channel, it's like free content. I don't really have to think. Just a mouthpiece. Brock says, what does 1/28/2003 mean? My birthday or 1/28? 1/28 is completely different compared to how you've written it there, birthday wise, is what I would say. But let's see, they might be related. The last one was related. If you want to do it that way, haha, thanks. Okay, let's do this. Man, I had so many people lined up, like so many beings channeling through. Now I've got like a good 20. Before there was a lot. 1/28/23. So no, 1/28/2003. So I'm getting that you're quite your life is going to be generally, I wouldn't say happy, but you brush things off pretty quickly. Kind of joke around a lot in regard to adversity. Like something isn't going well, you kind of make something out of it, make light out of it. And so that's your main skill when it comes to your life path. Every individual has a certain set of skills which can pertain to a personality. And so your personality traits are skill sets that get you through your life, and yours is that ability to kind of joke a little bit about your circumstance. Don't get me wrong, you're not like a huge comedian, but you have a tendency to shift things up through your energy state. That's what I get, says Brock, from Brock. Open Eye says, I just want to be alone in a building or somewhere, just me. I never get that opportunity. See, that's cool. That means the last reading was dead accurate. I've never not been accurate with this. I say I'm not the one. I'm just pulling through information. I've always had an accuracy rate of pretty high, which is pretty cool. So interpreting the information seems to be working pretty well. Dang, this is pretty cool. Okay. What else we got? More donations. Can you interpret a date for me? If not, or anything around four. That's a anything around 444, 222, or 1111. These are all, you say they're dates, but you've written them out as times. By the way, they're seeing the time, the way you've written it out. It would be best if you write it out as a date because they're interpreting it based on what I'm looking at. And so, 9th day of September, they're able to read that 2020 or 9/9/2020. Wow. Okay, let's go backwards. Let's start from the end and I'll interpret moving this way. A little advice, like a little piece of information here. The thing that's now jacked into me pretty strongly, which is why I'm stuttering a lot, I can literally feel its energy. Like I can feel its personality. It kind of reminds me of when I took ayahuasca and there were about 5 aliens that were doing surgery on me. So they would channel through my body and start like looking at my, they would do this and like turn my head and tell me to look at it and I couldn't see it. And they would take turns and I'd get a feel for their personality. So this one is like kind of getting shy and now wants to turn away, but no. All right, someone else is taking control. Can you interpret a date for me? Let's do this one. If not anything around, so four, 444, 2 dots, 44, as you would see on a digital clock. It's getting too loud in here. I might actually have to stop the live stream because there are too many voices. Now it's turned into voices. The more I do this, the easier it gets, and now I can hear people, like them actually saying stuff in my mind. Um, okay, so again, the first four is you're trying to make a decision for the long term, and 44 is you're kind of wondering if it's gonna land, if it's gonna stick. I can tell you this specifically as it pertains to your situation. You have to 100% put in all your energy into what you want in the future. Because if you don't, I'm getting a feeling that you kind of might not be so willing to do that. If you don't, you're gonna fail 100%. So you just won't do it. If you do it, you will have success. You're gonna have to get through a lot of your own personal blockages in order to make that happen. Woo! 9th day of September 2020. Now they're looking through the past. 9th day of September 2020. Oh no. Oh, now they're getting it. It's like no. So they were like, no, 2020 is this year, not the past. Now they're looking. What do you want from that day? Is that your birthday? 9th day of September 2020. They're waiting. They're waiting. They're unsure, and that's it. They won't give anything else. Oh, this sucks. Okay, let's keep going. What's your interpretation of 3/23, 2003? Like a dank. I say dank, like a deep energy, like gray. Gray comes up, rain comes up, and miserable comes up. 3/23, 2003. Yeah, at the same time, one individual acting or being serene during that specific day. When you go for dates like that, another thing that can happen is I end up channeling specific moments in time from a random person's perspective, because I'm jacked into other people's consciousnesses too when I'm in this state. Essentially, I'm approaching what's known as Godhead, where you end up bleeding into everyone else. When a lot of people do this by accident, they end up having experiences of like Cleopatra or one of the kings in Egypt, and they end up mistaking what they're channeling as a past life when really they're just jacked into the collective consciousness throughout different points in history. And so when you put out dates like that, sometimes it goes like that, right? Pulling someone else's moment of a specific date. It's best just to stay with the 1111s, the numerology numbers. Let's not do dates because it's confusing a lot of things on the other side. Should I move back home? If you feel like you have to, PJ, because you love the people there, you can do that. And you're gonna feel a greater sense of peace if you do. I would actually say yes. If it's just coming from me, yeah, move back home if you can. Woo! 747, please interpret. 747. Okay, cool. Ah, this is a really cool live stream. Enjoying it. Hit the like button so I know you're enjoying it. I can see the likes right there. 747. Okay, do you have a best friend? Because the energy I'm getting is if a particular person that you're very good friends with, you get really happy around this individual, he or she might end up having an idea for the future, and it's your job to basically be that best friend and support her or his aspiration. I'm going to lean towards he aspiration, what he wants to do in the future. That's what I'm getting. What else we got here? We got another one from Ryan Grimes. Thank you. 106 likes. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Much love. Good night. Good night, Ryan. Good night. And thank you. Thank you so much. Cool. Right. I think that's it for the super chat so far. Let's come in. Let's scroll up and see which other ones I might have missed. And by the way, because after this live stream, the super chat questions that I have missed will be saved in the analytics section. I can take it, and within the next numerology reading, I can actually go over them again, just to make sure. Okay, and so if you're all able to join, you can get them read there, get the numbers read on the next live stream. And if you're not able to make it, it's fine. You can just catch the replay and you'll be able to see it. I'll say your name so that you know it's actually your donation that I'm talking about. And yeah, it'll be from this live stream if I missed it. So Asha says, hearing sounds like radio channels as I fall asleep. Does that mean anything? What that means, okay, this is really cool. It's putting it to anyone who's going through some form of a spiritual awakening where your energies are shifting internally, having you experience either psychedelic or spiritual experiences when you're trying to get to sleep because you have work in the morning, all right, or school or something like that. So when you're hearing radio static, what that means is your consciousness is shifting throughout the hypnagogic state. So you're basically entering an altered state where your mind is drifting between realms, different dimensions, and the radio static is different signals coming in through the three glands in your head. You have three glands that actually make a triangle. You have the pituitary gland here, then you have the pineal gland here, then you have one near the base of your skull. And this creates a triangle which is directly related to the inner earlobes of your ear, which create like a croissant shape or a, what would you call them? The pretzel shape. It's exactly like a pretzel. Imagine having a pretzel inside your ear here and here, and they're connected to the three glands, okay? The radio signal comes in through the pretzels and bounces through these three glands and tries to get a very direct signal across to you, okay? Your way, getting a very clear signal your way, right? Where you land within the hypnagogic state will determine which signal you're fully jacked into. And usually what ends up happening during this stage is the signal gets so strong that you end up experiencing telepathy experiences, or you end up experiencing astral projections. So you'll tune into the frequency, and actually, because your awareness is now there, your astral body will then travel there and you'll be in that dimensional plane that you were tuning into, all right? And so that's what often happens if you're hearing frequencies. If you just lay there, I made a video on this. If you just lay there, I'll say it now so you don't have to watch it. If you lay there and don't focus on the sound, but just know that it's there, it will grow. Just know that it's there and expect more, and it will grow. If you hear it and you try to focus on it, it will actually lessen the sound. Reason for this is because whatever you were doing before it started was what was actually instigating the noise in the first place. Okay, so just kind of be like aware that it's there and just stay there and just keep doing whatever you were doing, and it will just get louder. You can experience up to 1 to 9 different frequencies in pitch. Okay, and you'll notice that they'll move in different areas of the brain as they bounce between these three glands. What will accompany the pitch is this movement, this kind of, it feels like someone's got their hand in your brain and they're squeezing your brain. It's this weird movement, this dynamic pressure within your pineal gland, and it will spread out to the, I think they call it the smaller brain. It's just little because you've got this little one here underneath, and you've got the big one. You've got the frontal cortex, and then the two hemispheres of the brain, and you've got that one underneath. You'll feel like someone's squeezing that one underneath. All right, cool, awesome. Multidimensional. I think the camera cut out during mine. Oh dang! It was 7788 and 99. Awesome. I've been seeing all three of those as well as 111. Whoa. 11111. That's a lot of ones. I'm losing track of ones here. 11, 11, 11, 11. Okay, cool. 8 ones. Let's go through this real quick. I'm gonna just. This is fun. This is fun for me. I'm having fun here. Six more. Time is it? 54. Okay, I'm gonna end this live stream very soon. I want to do an hour. Probably shoot for like an hour a week. Today is, what day is it today? Monday. This will be good to start off with, right? Like Numerology Monday. I can do this every week for an hour to start with. It'll probably be for about, how long do this for? I don't know. Still an idea. Still an idea. Still an idea. It's coming together. Yo, just give me a number. Laugh my ass off. Also, is this year gonna be a good year for Kane? Kane? I used Kane to make bassoon reads, and this past year hasn't been good. Yeah, this next year isn't going to be very good neither. A little better from last year, but if there's another way to do it, go for it. Give you a number. I can give you a number. Oh, a number to represent what you're going through. Okay, 5454. 5454 would be how to interpret what you're currently going through. 55 means travel, so look elsewhere. 44 means foundation. And it's a number which represents a birthing in a new location, which is perfect for literally the perfect sequence, literally what you're going through. Awesome. Gratitude, he says, idea, haha. $33 Master Mason, yes, is a mastery number. I was actually speaking to someone earlier today who's 32, I think he's 32, and he's coming up to his 33rd birthday, and he's actually doing things right now which deal with him initiating and actually completing his life path. Awesome, dude. I turned into the couch for a few seconds. Whoa. What are you on? What's all that? That's pretty cool. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw it the last time I mentioned it, but I have two free things that I'm just giving away. The first thing is a PDF over my website, ryancrop.com, which teaches you how to induce an ego death without taking drugs. I learned it through first taking DMT. I used to take DMT, then have me just lose all concept of what I am and what reality is. And it basically put me into a nice default state, like a reset, personality wise, and removed my ego completely. And after a while of experiencing these experiences, I then started to practice my own meditations to then induce the state without taking DMT, dimethyltryptamine. It worked better than when I took DMT. So much so to the point where I'd wake up after it and I wouldn't know who my partner was. I'd look at her and I'd be like, it took me a while to catch on. And not only that, but I didn't know where I was. I didn't understand English. I didn't understand my name. I didn't know what a name even was or what language even was, the concept of the very thing. And so it works really, really, really well, maybe a little too well. And so you can find that over my website, ryancropper.com, along with online courses and a section there where you can book coaching sessions with me because I'm a spiritual life coach. And the next free thing is a guided meditation. Okay. I can also leave the links in the description below, but if you want to check it out now, you can. There is a free guided meditation there, which is one of the best ones I've done, which allows you to get centered and calm. And I think right now a lot of people will actually need it because they're freaking out. Fear is the number one trending topic online right now. Last week it was uncertainty, and so it's changing quite a bit. And so if you're panicking too much because of the coronavirus, you need to calm down. You need to get centered so you can start thinking straight. There's that option there for you. All right. Leaps. Let's keep going. Just saw 511 and it stood out. Okay, cool. 511. So this one feels like it means that there are more opportunities for you to travel than you are currently aware of. Yeah. A piece of advice, if someone tells you to go somewhere or to do something, you should take it. Because there's something that you're just not aware of it right now. Either something's taking attention or how you're usually thinking is preventing you from noticing that there are a lot of options available to you. Can you give me a number, please? Thank you, says, okay, instantly came through, says Eyebrow Gaming. 2221 is your number. Okay, 2221. Yeah, are you doing something that's bad for you? Are you consistently waking up and you get up and then you do something every morning that you potentially you shouldn't be doing, but you're doing it anyway, and it's taking up a lot of time in your day? There are two birds out there literally just washing themselves in our swimming pool. Do you want to see it? I can flip the camera around and show you. Do you see them? Nature Channel with Ryan Cropper. This is your potential. I put on a voice. Right now, we're in Bali, Indonesia. And here, two sparrows, I think, washing themselves in Ryan Cropper's pool. I mean to be offensive. I'm just gonna stop with the. I'm just gonna stop here. That's not cool. All right, let's keep going. Is that okay? I don't want to be zoomed in all the time. There we go. 222. 222 is a number which means for you specifically your sense of happiness. Is there something that's relatively right now? Has something happened which has made you kind of light up quite a bit? You got some energy being energy being generated because of something that's recently happened? If so, then my advice would be go with that flow, stay how you are. So stay humble with it. Don't express it. Again, don't tell people what you're doing because a lot of people are negative, and if they're seeing that you're having a good time, they're more than likely going to try and pull you down from your cloud, all right, cloud nine. And so I feel like you're generally quiet about it already. Something happening with you. Just enjoy that moment a little bit more. Just keep enjoying it. I'm just messing up the camera. There we go. I'm just gonna keep it like that. Woo! I feel like he was just talking to me. Maybe. pretty cool. 666 isn't, says Kevin Gilding. I mentioned 666 earlier, and I mentioned it in regard to end times and omens and what it actually means in regard to being a death number or a destructive number. Someone saw it recently and they asked me, what it meant. And so if you would like, you can go, I think it was earlier on in this live stream. I talked about it for a while, so I think it's best if you check it out rather than me reiterating it and sound repetitive on this live stream. So what about 216? That was the time I was born. Ooh. So basically 216, especially when it comes to the time that you were born, means that you should have, correct me if I'm wrong, Brock, or if they're wrong, but what they're saying through me, or they're smiling, and the impression they're putting across is 216, abundance in the form of you're going to be taken care of by the people that are looking after you. And it's going to carry throughout your life into your teenage years. Basically, essentially what they're describing is a healthy relationship with your family, like a very good, healthy relationship. But that's just what they're saying. That's what they're saying that the number essentially means for the majority of people. All right, all right, all right. So real quick, now would be a good time. We've just gone past the hour mark to hold off on your questions because I'm going to close down. And I'm going to close down with something a little different. I haven't done this in a while. The last time I closed down on my live streams, I used to do a prediction. And in one of them, if you can find it, I would appreciate it. I mentioned how something bad was going to happen in 2023. And then I mentioned a series of events that happened before then. I mentioned three things, and one is already happening that happened before 2023. One happens in 2020 things, and one is already happening that happened before 2023. One happens in 2021, the early stages of 2020, 2021, again, early stages 2021, and 2023, just past the mid-year, okay? In the same way that I've been channeling this information for you all today in this live stream, and hopefully every week or every other week, I got the same messages coming through in regard to the future, and I would just slowly drip feed it into my live streams. So that used to be a prediction, and if I can do that now, in the future, everything will get better. It's gonna seem like it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, but then very quickly it should drop down and everything should be fine in regard to the COVID-19 coronavirus. Honestly, clear shot to health. Wash. It sounds simple. Be clean. Just be clean. Develop the habit of not touching your face and wash your hands and use your common sense. Don't go to places where there are a lot of people. And for those of you who are extremely spiritual, or just naturally spiritual, emphasis is being put toward the people who actually go outside a lot in nature. You tend to be by yourself a lot anyway. So what they're saying is you don't actually have to do very much. You don't actually have to change much when it comes to your lifestyle. If anything, just increase your lifestyle. Go outside more to the areas that you often find peace and solitude. The message for you all is that's going to allow you to develop your skills in this time of need, because those areas are going to allow you to be calm and centered so that you can channel out the right message to the people who are panicking right now. And so for you, you become the spokesman, you become the spokespeople that actually help people to kind of calm down from where they're at within the next 2 years. And so if you're a YouTuber and you want to speak out to the masses and help them calm down, now would be a good time to go outside and do the things that do the things that generally give you a sense of peace, so that you can help facilitate in the calming down of the masses during this time. All right, so that would be my ending prediction. Let's look at some final things. There's one more here that I'll do before closing down, just to make sure that Jack gets his donation done. Ryan, perhaps your preoccupation with superpowers is preventing you from moksha nirvana thoughts. Also, how can I kill myself via meditation? What? 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 No. Why would you want to kill yourself via meditation? And I don't feel like nothing is preventing me right now. I don't know what moksha nirvana is, but I know I've experienced nirvana. And believe me, when it comes to prevention, nothing's preventing. What would make you say that? Someone says, bruh. What? Says, she'd laugh my ass off. So yeah. Uh-huh. We are losing our minds. Don't fall for the virus, says she'd. Awesome. I tried not to laugh. Thank you very much for joining in on this live stream. Love you all. Take care. And again, if you want to speak to me, I am a spiritual life coach. I can do readings like this for you if you want. Just go over to ryancorporate.com and check out my services. There are a whole bunch of things there that I'm good at. And so, yeah, I help you out. Take care. Peace. Stay safe.